Hello viewers, welcome to Tribune Online TV. I'm Adetuberu. It's 2020 International Women's Day. Shout out to all women out there, both young and old. It's a great time to celebrate us. And in the studio today, we have an icon, a great woman, an OAP, a wife, a mother, a grandmother.
Say that again.
You can hear her yourself. She's right beside me.
Say that again.
Mommy, over to you. Introduce yourself to the house.
A grandmother, that's yes, right. Thank you.
She is Dr. Mrs. Olufunke Adetuberu. She is an on-air personality on one of the famous radio stations in Ibadan, Fresh FM, and she is a ministry woman. She's here to speak to us about the 2020 theme, I Am a Generation Equality, Realizing Women's Rights in the Society. Don't go anywhere. I'm sure you will enjoy this show. You're welcome to the studio, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
You're looking beautiful.
Well, I don't have a choice. There's no old woman in Nigeria.
Yes, ma'am. Happy International Women's Day.
Thank you. Same to you. I wish you the same.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, looking at the theme for the year, realizing I am a generation equality, realizing women's rights. Ma'am, can we start like this? What is equality?
Well, equality means 1 + 1 = 1. Yes, men and women, male and female, we are the same. We are one, actually. As a matter of fact, everything that is lost in a man, God puts it in a woman.
Wow.
The breast and the womb.
Yes,
you know, a woman is a generation. The reason why the enemy is afraid of us and is harassing us as women is because he's actually afraid of a woman. In the garden, when God makes the man, the devil did not show up. He makes all the animal, everything was named by the man. The devil did not show up. Suddenly, when the woman came on board, the devil was scared. Because he knew that this woman will show him, will give him trouble. It will show him pepper, as my grandchildren would say. You know, it's so amazing that the moment a woman gets into the picture, or comes into a picture, or comes into the scene, puts it that way, the devil is scared. Because the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world.
Wow, that's true.
Every man slept in a woman's womb.
Yes, ma'am.
The first few words they learnt, we taught them. As a matter of fact, when you see a child saying some funny things that looks like Greek and Hebrew and German, and you are still saying, what is she saying? What is he saying? The mom will say, he's saying this and that, and you are wondering, excuse me, how did you come about this information? That tells you that a woman is a mystery. It's mystery personified. A woman is so amazing that even God cannot do anything without a woman. He would have allowed a man to give birth to Jesus, but still a woman. Celebrate womanhood today. We celebrate Mary. Some people are still worshipping Mary till tomorrow. That tells you something, that when a woman comes on board, she's generational. She's generational. Yes. Apart from that, a woman is a generation. A woman and the man, they're equal. There's no difference between a man and a woman. I'm sure you've been to class before, and you're in a classroom and you're coming third and the lady in the class is coming first. So there's no difference between a man and a woman. We are the same. The only thing that is different about us is the fact that we are feminine. And I was saying it to someone, I said, the Bible says you are helpmates. To help someone, you must be stronger than the person you are helping. So a woman is actually stronger.
Wow.
A woman is stronger than men. Have you noticed that you don't go to the market and buy a female cow? You buy
the
male cow.
That thing, you know, that when you buy a female cow, it's too, the meat is always
you have to use pressure pot to cook it.
Oh.
But for a man, just put heat, a little heat. Salt is done.
Because he has not gone through
no labor, no crisis. Because a woman is wired emotionally. And our life is like a noodle. I have staffs that are male, and by the time they are doing something, they say, Mommy. One of them is recording now. Mommy. And I'm doing 10 things at the same time, and I'm still on point. A man cannot multitask. The brain of a woman is wired like a noodle, like a spaghetti. You are just interwoven. But men think in boxes. They have different padlocks with their boxes in their brain. That's why when your husband is watching football, you can't tell him about school fees. He'll say, excuse me, what are you talking about? Because his padlock, his box is open to that of football. Yes, we are so unique.
Yes, ma'am. We're talking about the position of women in society. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I think, I'm sure and I'm resolute that women are taking their places now. Because it's enough for you to think that a woman has to be at the background in the kitchen. Now, don't get me wrong.
there's need for balance. A woman has different seasons, and you must appreciate your season as a woman. Because if I don't say that now, a lady that's just married, having to raise her kids, will not think, let me jump there and do politics, let me jump there and do something, is out of order. A woman has seasons, but there's always a time for a woman to sit down and incubate. A time to keep brooding over your vision. You know, now I'm everywhere by the grace of God, but there was a time I had to sit down and take my roots downwards. Because if you don't do that, you mess a lot of things up. Because the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Your children are there, they're looking up to you. And when a child is good, they will not say it belongs to the mom. It's when a child is bad that it becomes that of the mother. You know, you understand. When your child is giving you hassles, they will say, it's your mom, it's the intestine of your mother that you ate. When they are good, then it's my son, that's my daughter. That's what the men will say. So that tells you that you cannot afford not to be balanced as a woman. So when it comes to, you know, what a woman can do, a man can do, we must appreciate our seasons. But don't, when you are in your season of preparation, the season of incubation, maximize that time. Use it to grow, develop your emotional life, develop your spiritual life, develop your mental life. Don't act like a dummy when you're going to pursue a particular vocation. Put the best into it and come out excellently. We are privileged to be wired in such a way that we can multitask. So you can be raising your children, and while your kids are doing their homework, you're also reading for your exams. It's possible. You can multitask. So don't waste any season in your life. I remember one woman of God that I respect so much, Gloria Copeland. She said she read the Bible through when her kids were going to school, when she was raising her kids. Meaning that she knew she has a season, there's still going to be a time to celebrate her, but she still had to raise her kids. So that while she's out there, she will not be picking her kids on the street, smoking and, you know, having to go to the prison. She needs to balance. So we need to balance, even if we know that, you know, we have gender equality, and you know we are generational.
Yes, ma. Thank you, mommy. Now looking at balancing, ma. For example, women are doing a lot really in terms of academic and career, and we still want to have our homes. We still want to be the mothers. We still want to be loving wives. And at the same time, our career is staring at us. Our businesses. So what's your advice on how to manage career, family, and others and social life?
That takes me to being emotionally balanced. You see, if you can, one thing I teach women is emotional intelligence. An ability to sit down and ask yourself one question: what do I want from life? That goes a long way. You want to keep your home, you pay the price. I'm paying the price. I said two things.
You pay the price.
I'm paying this price. Paying the price in the sense that you sacrifice. If you are pursuing your career as a woman and you have a demanding husband, you have to balance it. The man must be comfortable with you doing what is your dream and your vision, or else he's going to peg your life. Except the man is a narcissist. They are two different things. If the man is not secured, he's just trying to pull you down, make you miserable. You can't be higher than me. You can't become anything. You are meant for the other room and the inner room. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
it's a different thing. But if you have a man that is reasonable, he wants the best for you, he wants you to get to the peak of your career, come on. Rapture is your limit. Sky is your starting point. It's just asking yourself, what do I want from life? And if you know what you want from this life, you want the best of the best out of life, then you pay the price. When the man says, I want to have you as my wife in bed, you allow him. You won't say your head, your body is aching you, because you know that you are going somewhere. When others are reacting to their husband on trivial things, feeding money and all of that, unnecessarily being sensitive to the in-laws, all those small things and trivial things that women, they make a mole out of a molehill over. You don't bother, because you know, that's what I'm talking about, being balanced and being emotionally intelligent. You know, because you have a goal. One of my books, I've written 54 books. One of them is when a woman makes up her mind, she's dangerous. Her mind has to be made up, and she has to tell herself, this is what I want from life. And so the price will be paid, the price will be paid, the price will be paid. But at the end of the day, she becomes a celebrity.
All right, ma. Thank you very much, Mama. There's this thing that's common, you know. Maybe men actually believe that a woman, some, not all,
Yeah.
should be in the background, and a woman should submit. For example, you're in school, and you want to talk, and the guys in your class are not comfortable to hear your voice. So now I want you to please talk about the place of submission, who to submit to, and the place of keeping your head straight.
Thank you. As a matter of fact, there's only one person a woman has a right on this earth to submit to, and that is her husband. No more, no less.
So how do women compete with men than not?
Well, we are not competing, we are complementing. Those who compete, they are not complete. I'm not in the game of competition, I'm in the game of compliments. I'm just there to support. You know, the reason why, let me say this, the reason why a lot of women are shut down is because what men are looking for, they are not seeing it. Their life, their attitude, the way they talk. When you see a girl, a lady that carries herself very well, you're not rude, you're not nasty, you don't look down on anybody, you're very pleasant, you're intelligent, you don't talk anyhow, you don't put your mouth in what is not your business, you comport yourself. Honestly speaking, men will salute you and respect you. If your words are few, and when you're speaking, you are speaking from the dimension of wisdom and divinity, not that, shut up, what are we saying, what is she saying? Even in your home, if your husband tells you, honey, what do you have to say? It shows that you're intelligent. But if he tells you, please, I don't want to hear you, it means that you're foolish and stupid. You know, if you can meet up to such standard, if you can get to that level, the world will listen to you. They will actually make a meet. They will say, please, this meeting, let's hear what Miss or Mrs. So has to say. Because they know that you don't just open your mouth anyhow.
But earlier in your talk, talking about seasons in life, that there's a season to incubate, to attend to some certain things. And I know there are some barriers that can stand as a hindrance to a woman fulfilling her destiny, fulfilling her dreams, especially in the work, in the career world. For example, glass ceiling, for example, barriers when it comes to child giving birth and all. And, it sounds like something, you see your friend, a guy that you start together, your age mates, and it's far, you get to a point that it just, it's far ahead like of that, you, and you're like, okay, what have I made up of life? What do you have to say about
that? Well, one thing I want you to appreciate about womanhood is this. A woman is a builder. You don't appreciate a building until it becomes an edifice. Do you understand what I'm saying? And if you know that, you will know that the world is still coming back to you. People will still come back to you. There's nothing a woman does as a labor or a sacrifice that is done intentionally, intelligently, dynamically, that is a waste. Forget it. Your kids will still come back to you. Your husband will still come back to you as a woman. So even in the seasons of your incubation, in the season of your not being able to do what guys are doing, there's no need for competition. Just know what you're doing and be focused. It's a matter of time. I can say that looking at my life. It's a matter of time.
Thank you, ma'am. I want to ask a question. What's your take on feminism?
Well, I don't believe in female, gender violence and trying to be like a man, or try to compete with the men. No, I don't. Those who compete, they are not complete. A woman doesn't need any form of validation out there. If you can validate yourself, you know your worth, you can carry your weight, you know that the hand that runs the cradle rules the world. You know that when God makes everything, he puts a comma. When he makes the fishes in the ocean, he puts a comma. When he makes the man, he puts a comma. When he makes the woman, he puts a full stop. If you know very well that as a woman, you are not an afterthought. You are not a punctuation mark. You are not a semicolon. You are a full statement. God did not ask the man before he makes the woman. You see, one thing that happens to women that gets them into feminism or women's league is because they don't know who they are. They don't know their worth. They don't know what they weigh. They don't know their value. I can't be competing with men. I'm the mother of creation. Now, where I have a little bit of a challenge is the background. I said it in one of your episodes. You see, when you are dysfunctional, when your father is not there to validate you, you want to rub shoulders with men, you want to compete with men. But if your self-esteem, and that's why the devil does not destroy a man until he destroys his identity. Everything about feminism, you know, competing with men is about self-esteem and identity issue. I'm not competing with anybody, I'm just normal. I'm a normal person. I don't have any air around me, there's no need for air. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been able to look at myself from the mirror of my creator, and I know that I'm unique, I'm special, I'm a real gem, I'm an uncommon commodity, I'm special to my creator. That's the law.
Thank you very much, Mama. Let's divert a bit, Mark. Looking at issues affecting the female gender, one is domestic violence in the society, and we can see that the rate of domestic violence these days, especially in young marriages. And you see these people are educated. Yeah. As a matter of fact, they know everything, they are good, but you still see a respectable man beating up a woman. And ma, those things affect self-esteem to some extent.
Yeah, they do.
Ma, what do you have to say, ma, about domestic violence, and how can it be addressed?
You know, I said it before. If you can't trace it, you can't face it. You know, that's my nickname. Trace it, face it, erase it, and start replacing it. Everyone stems from a home. A pastor will not sleep on the pulpit. A doctor will not sleep in the hospital. A professor will not sleep in the classroom. Everybody stems from a home. Now, if you are from a home that is dysfunctional, we're in the studio now, we have camera here, and you and your wife, you keep hitting each other, slapping each other, hurting each other. The worst that can happen to this camera is for it to be dusty, you know. But if you raise kids in that family, they develop with the storm. That's the root. So a white beater today must have seen his dad beat his mom. If any man that sees his dad beat his mom, he beats his wife. It's a fact. You have to consciously, you have to trace it, face it, and tell yourself, no, I won't repeat this demonic pattern. I won't hurt my wife. I will not walk out on my marriage. No matter what happens, I'll pay the price. People must ask anybody. I've done this for 36 years. Ask anybody that beats his wife or walk out on his marriage, check the background. The first question I ask my clients, can you tell me where you're coming from? Tell me about your mom and your dad. I got my diagnosis. It's so simple. That's the root. That's the root. And the painful thing now is that this generation, you talked about it becoming rampant. In this generation, we are giving the baton to the next generation. We are already on an explosive bomb. And that's why I'm screaming and I'm talking with a lot of passion and enthusiasm, because I know that in the next 10, 15 years, have you noticed lately that even in the city of Ibadan, club is everywhere? Yes, and kids are growing up in this system. A father is supposed to come home and check the daughter or the son's housework and say, honey, tell me what your teacher, even if you are tired, you are saying, mommy. And one hand cannot, you need another hand to wash the other hand for it to be clean. It's a problem. We are sitting on a bomb. And that's why you see me, it's like I'm not resting. It's not that I don't want to rest. There's a problem already. Kids are not being nurtured. This now you're talking about this generation having serious domestic violence. It's going to be worse in the next. Give it another 20 years. You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. Some of us that are spending so much in sending our kids to private school, paying so much bills, we're going to get those kids on the street to get attracted to them, because even from your home that you are paying so much price to send them to school, you are also dysfunctional, and it's a law of attraction. Isaac was dysfunctional, Rebecca was dysfunctional. It's a serious matter. We need to, whatever we can do, that's why I'm aligning this, whatever we can do to salvage the coming generation, we have to be on board to do it.
Yes, talking about the coming generation, one thing is the male child. There is nothing so much about the male child.
Exactly. You know, recently I was going to have a program, and one woman was saying, my husband is not going to come. Should I come? And I said, no. There's no platform to... Men are not trained.
Why is that?
It's because, you know, the moment you give birth to a son, make it, have money, go and become this, survive, succeed. If a guy is crying, they say, shut up, why are you crying like a woman? They are killing humanity in them, nature. It's terrible. And listen, you guys are saying this, you cannot give what you don't have. Where are the fathers? Go to America, they're all in the prison. Who are the fathers in Nigeria? Some of them are clubbing till 11. The kids are gone to bed. They are still snoring under hangover before a child goes to school in the morning. Scary, man. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Very, very scary.
Thank you so much, Mommy. What's your last word to advise?
I would just tell everybody, men and women, if you have the privilege of listening to this, please go back, travel abroad, and ask yourself some mind-probing questions. In the next 10, 15 years, the way I'm living my life now, what will be the result? If you cannot answer positively, and you know that you are already a time bomb, change. If you refuse to change, you'll be chained. If you refuse to change, you'll be changed. Change and work on yourself. Thank you.
Thank you. That's the word, change. As we celebrate International Women's Day, let's not forget to build ourselves, change, and work on ourselves. It's an interview with Dr. Mrs. Funke Adetuberu. Thank you once again for joining us, ma. And guys, don't forget to follow us and like us at Tribune Online TV. Once again, I'm Temitope Adeboye. Enjoy the rest of the day.